I won't do that. But I want this. I want my open house today. I want the caravan today. So everybody's got to run there. I want a broker open, and I want shrimp. I want shrimp ravioli. And I want your grandma's cheesecake, too. And I want it catered by Countrywide to bring in the palm from Manhattan with a spread. But I'm not signing a listing agreement. Who here would do that under those relations? Of course you wouldn't. But we do it with buyers every day. Exclusive buyer agency. If it's something that you're not doing, you don't need to go to your manager or your grand manager. You need to call up a therapist and go to a psychiatrist and ask him, why do I continue to work and call it work when it's not? Anyone here think it's illegal in New Jersey? Is the exclusive buyer agency illegal in New Jersey? Of course it's not. It's not the culture. So where's the opportunity? Start taking these people who you have, these so-called buyers who want to take your time and see everything under the planet, and ask them this. Ask them to all come into your office together, like a little group. Do a little seminar. Sit them all down and say, listen, there's a new way in which I want to do business. I'm going to ask each and every one of you for a 6-month commitment that I'm going to be your agent for a period of time, 6 months, or until some time that you're dissatisfied with the service that I provide. Just like we do on a what? A listing. And I'm going to ask you to make that commitment to me, and I need you to do that because in order for me to give you my full throttle effect of the service that I provide, I'm going to ask you for your commitment. And let's say out of the 8 people that you're working with, 6 of them get up laughing. They start having an hysterical laughing attack. Because they've never heard of that. They would never buy a house that way. And they leave angry. And 2 are left who go, let's do it. Would you be happy with that metric? Of course. And you can do it. You can make your same listing education, listing presentation that you give for sellers and put your buyer hat on and give the same buyer education to them. You can work both ways. You should work both ways. Get a client. Get a client, then go to work. Just like we do with a listing. You can do it right there in Monmouth County. And you talk about the opportunity. They talk about going to the blue ocean. Anybody ever read that book, The Blue Ocean? The Blue Ocean is a book. And what it says is that there's the red ocean and the blue ocean. The red ocean is where everybody is. It's the competition. It's all your people. Everyone's sitting there. The blue ocean is where there is nobody competing with you. That's where I want to go. The blue ocean in real estate is exclusive buyer agency. If you don't understand how to do it, you need to reach out to the resources within your office. Go to the back of the closet. Somewhere back there's a file that says exclusive buyer agency. It's got a lot of dust on it. Blow it off and become that person. Your income will go up exponentially because now you're going to have clients instead of working with buyers. We've actually included another word called, we call them customers. Are they really customers? Again, Wawa has customers. We want clients. And we can get there. And we can do it. But we have to transition. Transition to the new way of thinking. I don't care if you've been selling. My favorite agent is the one that's been selling real estate for 27 years, who's been around the block 400 times, who's been through not 3 bad markets, but 9 bad markets, including the Depression. And they constantly are looking for the most cutting-edge way of approaching the real estate business, and theirs continue to succeed. So looking at the new opportunities that are out there, they're endless. Who here in this room is a short sale expert? One person, not enough. You think there's a couple of short sales floating around? Ton. But you know why we in this room don't run there? It's because, I don't know, it seems complicated. It's not. I know 3 realtors in Monmouth County who get short sales done in 40 to 45 days with the most aggressive, supposedly most notorious banks on the planet. You know why they're good at doing it? They've become experts. They have become an expert in preparing the package. They know what to look for. And they just happen to be crossing the $100,000 income mark. And it's not even the end of the summer. 2 years in the business. And all the old timers said, oh, short sales. Oh, it's a lot of work. Oh, it's, you know, these banks. Every reason why not, instead of looking for the reasons why you can. If you go back to your offices this afternoon and you say buyer agency, someone's going to come up to you and go, oh, buyers aren't going to do that. Buyers aren't going to commit to an agent. You're right. They won't commit to that agent because that agent believes there's no value. You can inject value into your buyer-agency relationship. Become a seller concession expert. Who here is a seller concession expert in this room? Seller concessions are the most valuable tool in real estate that on 95% of every transaction never even gets mentioned. Who here has a listing right now? Who's got a listing one? Let's bring up one. Who's got one? Mrs. Talkative over here. Okay, bring up. What's that on the market for? $1,975,000. Would the seller entertain an offer at 94% asking price? You've got a 6% seller concession right there. You've got a price reduction right there. But they're sitting there untouched. Go back this afternoon, call up your sellers who are sitting there with houses on the market, and say to them, I just came back from a presentation, I need you to add this to my listing agreement. Seller will hereby agree to entertain or contribute a seller concession up to 6%. If you're unclear about the language, speak to some of your loan officers in this room. They'll give you the language to insert in the remarks section of your listing. And guess what? You just got a 6% price reduction this afternoon. Not only did you get a 6% price reduction, you just opened up the world of buyers who just happen to be short $60,000. Who'd love to buy the house, but they don't got $60,000. Misunderused tool, become an expert, and deploy it this afternoon. Deploy it this afternoon. Time doesn't permit us going in a lot of different directions, but I want to leave you with one last thought about advertising. And about something which is a new dynamic in real estate, which is called expectation management. Tell your seller on your listing education that you use an expectation management way of doing business. And what that means is that you don't want to put forth an expectation of failure. You don't want to put forth an expectation of an unrealized result. When you take a listing that you know, that actually you're giggling about, that you knew was $50,000 overpriced, but you said, I'll take it. He'll get upset. They'll become nervous. And then I'll get him. High quality way of doing business, isn't it? We do it all the time. Say to them this: my expectation management protocol will not allow me to set you up for failure or disappointment. And getting a price right is part of my expectation delivery. I don't want you not to realize that. But the idea is that you can deliver a couple other things with respect to expectation management. The first thing that you're going to ask your seller, you're going to tell your seller, you're going to educate your seller on this one. You're going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, in part of my education and part of my expectation management, before I entertain any offers that will come in as a result of our proper price positioning, I will not engage in a contract or a negotiation until the lender who's presenting the offer, or the selling agent who's presenting the offer, not only has a pre-approval letter, which is good, right? Yeah. Nothing. Approval, good, right? Nothing. But Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I will require that they provide an LP or DU finding or other automated finding report before we begin negotiations. And everybody does that, right? Who here does that on every single offer that comes their way? You get that, right? You get the LPDU finding? What is it? Truth! Finally, it's emerged! Truth is upon us. What is it? Time doesn't permit us to go down the road. You need to leave this and speak to these guys and inquire, what is an LPDU finding? It's only the most important document that exists in our industry today, other than a listing agreement, contract to sale, or a HUD-1 closing statement. LPDU finding. Find out. Also, inquire and tell your seller at the education. Not only do I know if it's an LP or DU finding, the reason why is in today's environment, we must reveal if the buyer is an agency or non-agency buyer. You do that, right?